if somebody can afford to pay me $120 million, how much money you think they got?
We're back live here on Good Saturday Morning, everybody. Fellas, what's going on with you?
John,
Ron, how much money you got?
Man, you writing $100 million check.
You writing that check, Ron?
You got some money in the bank.
Yeah. I'll take it, no problem.
Yes, sir.
It's never enough. It's never enough.
All right, well, fellas, good to see you back again here on SportsChat. Guess what? What's guys up? Excited? Camps have opened up, baby.
Listen. Can you smell it? I can smell it. It's in the air, baby. Oh.
Well, listen, I want to ask you two. I'm going to start out with a course. I want to ask you two. What do you guys think about these big quarterback signings that's been going on? I mean, they're getting some good money. They got Jordan Love,
$55 million a year
yesterday. I mean, everybody, the highest is Tua, Love, and what's the kid for Jacksonville?
Trevor
Lawrence. 55. They all making like 55 million. So what's your take on that? Who talk to them.
Well, I think it's the key position in football. Usually if you look historically over the Super Bowl, teams that have won it have had some type of franchise quarterback, right? So it's a position you have to pay for. It is what the market is, and you don't win without a QB. Period.
I think for these three, though, we were talking Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, and Tua. It's almost a risk. They're being paid more for their potential than their actual accomplishments. I mean, if I'm Patrick Mahomes and I'm looking at these guys and it's like, hey man, I got 3 Super Bowl rings. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are eclipsing my salary. And have any of them won a playoff game? So I mean, I get the market, but man,
I think Lawrence and Jordan Love have, right? But that's the thing. Now, most teams are kind of like the win now or mentality. They don't even get it. The guys, these guys got to get their money when they can because they don't give you a chance nowadays.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Get it. I agree. Get your money. Sign that contract. I mean, I don't think there's a person who wouldn't sign that contract. Right. But just the fact that they're being paid with very little on their resume, it just shows you how these I think Jordan Love, I think the Packers kind of do it right when it comes to quarterback development.
Bring them along.
Yeah, bring them along slowly, just like they did with Aaron Rodgers. He held the clipboard for a couple of years under Brett Favre. Same thing Jordan Love did under Aaron Rodgers. So I get it. But man, when you look at these numbers, it's like, Jesus, $55 million a year for a kid that's got 1 playoff game under his belt.
Yeah, and really what? 6 good games. I mean, it was the last part of the season last year.
He had a tremendous second half of the season. And beat us on Thanksgiving. We were an inch from becoming the NFC champion. So, I get it. I mean, there's there. I don't see as much with Trevor Lawrence. He hasn't shown me as much. But I mean, I get it. It's the market, and that's where we when you live in a capitalistic sort of free market society, you have to pay what the market bears. But man, that's a lot of money to shell out to these kids who haven't really accomplished a whole lot in the NFL. So But we'll see. I mean, hey, they're young. They've got the bulk of their future is in front of them and not behind them. So we'll see if this is justified. They've got time to prove it. So
Well, and if they continue to give them the title, because now, I mean, they dog everybody, right? With social media and then these little podcast shows. Man, these guys catch all the heat. Imagine a Marino, right? Playing nowadays, right? As good as he went to the one Super Bowl, that was it. Rookie season. Could you imagine how they would be dogging them nowadays?
Yeah, it's just more voices, man, and coming from more voices coming from more places.
And I'm okay. I mean, I think social media can get a little over the top, but I don't mind the accountability aspect of it.
Yeah, no, true.
You know what I'm saying? You have players and you have athletes 20, 30 years ago who didn't have to face this type of scrutiny, and they could get away with things that the modern day athlete just simply cannot. Yeah. So I'm okay with it, but my thing is when you put your ink to that size of a contract, you're telling the world that I'm good enough to win a Super Bowl, multiple Super Bowl, and so the expectation goes through the roof. Because if you're gonna sign a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning size contract, then you better produce what they produce, and they'll let you. The social media will let you know really, really quickly when you're falling by the wayside. So we'll see.
The thing I like about it, kind of where it's going, is like everybody is. It's like an arms race almost. The teams are all, gearing up to try to win, and they're all throwing that money out. And sometimes teams used to be, reluctant to spend and stuff, and now you're having markets like that where they're, making that investment in these guys, and they're giving them a shot. Hey. John said, capitalistic society. You got to be meet with the market bears.
But it's kind of, Ron. It kind of reminds me of, you remember when companies like McDonald's used to say, "Well, we can't afford to pay more than $7 an hour," is that? And as soon as the pandemic hit and they needed workers, you start signing $15, $17. You know what I'm saying? So what that tells me is you've been hoarding the money. You could have been paying. You could have been paying this all along, but you were purposely underpaying and undervaluing your employees. And now that you need them, now we can magically find $15 an hour for a McDonald's employee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it is in the NFL. It's like, oh, where's all this money? You had it all along. Yeah. These owners that's been hoarding all of this money, you've had it all along.
That's why when guys don't take the money that they're, rightfully due at certain points of their career, the players' unions get so upset with them because just like, yo, dude, you're undercutting everybody on the backside of this. You didn't take what you were supposed to get, and it's
listen. So I am not about to feel sorry for these owners who have to shell out these because
exactly.
Listen, well, pay these people.
And the sad part about, especially with the football side of it, though, it's just certain positions that get the money, right? Quarterback number one, right? But everybody else, for the most part, is underpaid.
Yeah, underpaid being a relative term to their industry.
Correct. for what they do, man.
Yeah,
you know.
But it's I read that the television contracts are so large that they could pay everybody's salary without having to sell one ticket. That's just based on the money that they receive from the revenue sharing of the television contract. They don't even have to not a single concession needs to be sold, not a single parking ticket, none of that. They can pay all of their salary just off the TV contract. All of that is extra money.
All that's
you know
extra.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all about those TV content. You seen the new NBA deal?
It's
right?
massive.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Which is surprising to me because in today's society, I'm be honest with you, like I don't watch as much of the NBA as I used to anyway, but most of my information has come from YouTube clips or a highlight. I very rarely sat down and just watched a game from start to finish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm surprised that these contracts are what they are, given how fractured our watching. I mean, back in the day, you remember you had NBC, ABC, CBS.
Right.
You only had a few choices to watch. So but man, it's so many channels and things that are competing for people's attention.
See, and that the thing is what the consumer don't realize is most of those streamings are owned by the major networks.
Yeah.
So they're getting double stuff, right? Because we got you here. We may put some of the broadcasting on our major network, the free network.
We might go on Peacock.
But then we're
gonna go on
Peacock, on our streaming, right? Our Peacock.
They're going to force you into these streaming services. Right? Yep.
No, nobody's gonna be able to watch the Amazon games without a subscribing to it. You know, so and the NBA is like, because Turner supposedly matched Amazon offer, but they want to go with the streaming outlet because they know projecting future why that's where the money is at.
I saw an interview with Adam Silver, and he was just talking about that, just how people consume, on your device and all the different streaming services. Yeah. So they're trying to hedge your bet to get the most, most platforms, most eyeballs. They're going global with it. My old boss, he just left the company, but he was from Scotland, and he loved motorsports, right? And he always was talking about, European motorsports and, Grand Prix and all of that kind of stuff. And I said, well, how do you, he moved to Pennsylvania. I said, well, how do you get it? Like, you love that? He goes, well, I just carried all my streaming subscriptions over here, and I just go on their apps for the British companies that they had in the UK. And he just loaded them on his Roku stick or whatever. He just had his subscription, so he could watch whatever he wanted back to the UK. And I was like, man, I never even thought about that in that way, where you can just carry your apps over wherever you go.
Right. Yeah, because that's the beauty of the internet, right? Is universal.
Yeah.
Right?
So, as we well know, John, as you will. Holler at your boy. Look at Johnny like, man, I didn't know it was this powerful. Ron, I had no idea.
No idea. Seriously. It's all good, though. It's all good.
I watched the Jake Paul fight last week on DAZN, and I was like, man, this is crazy. I ain't missed a pay-per-view of it.
Bro, unbelievable, man. That's unbelievable. I don't know how much I can say on the air about it.
But,
it's incredible. So, I think that the I don't know, man. I've never seen, and I should I say this, y'all? I've never seen a country put more hostility towards its citizens than the United States. Just in terms of what they force you to do and what these streamers, they're going to force you. I've already seen it. I'm watching bigger now. Normally, those streaming service would take the Sacramento versus Portland game, and you know what I'm saying. Right. Now you're gonna start seeing Lakers versus Celtics, or you're gonna see the bigger games, and they're forcing you. They're going to force you to watch these to subscribe because hey. Pretty soon you probably see Thanksgiving games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They already started it really, right? Because they added before it was Detroit Lions, whoever they played, and whoever Dallas played, right? Now you got the night game and the Friday game, and again, they're gonna make you, they're gonna make you pay for
They're
it.
gonna do
sooner or
it.
later.
They're gonna, and it's driven by the dollar. Everything, man. Listen, from streaming services to pay-per-view to, I mean, we can talk about conference realignment.
Well, because even
Bro,
with
it's
the
killing.
Big Ten, right?
Man, I look. There's
NBC,
18.
but
There
most of the games gonna be on
in the Big
Peacock.
Ten. There
Yeah,
18 teams in the Big Ten. 18.
18.
University of Oregon had that duck floating in. I think it was
I saw that. I saw that.
They said we coming. It'll Oregon duck somewhere in the Midwest.
But I mean, where is this?
You just tell Oregon and all them to ask Penn State about joining the team.
But even then, even prior to that, where's all of this Oregon bravado coming from?
Exactly.
What y'all want?
What y'all done? Yeah,
what have y'all done?
Right.
Y'all beat a subpar Colorado team last year.
Yeah, I'm saying you lost to Washington twice.
Utah.
When both times you were favored to win. You lost to them at home, and that's okay. Well, it was a 3-point loss at home. Neutral field. Watch what happens on a neutral field with Oregon. You lost again. Stop it. I don't know where all of this Oregon bravado is coming from. Y'all stop it.
I mean, okay, so what you got Phil Knight on your side? But
all the good is done.
500 uniform. But
all the good is done. What has that done? All that Nike money for what? All them in 15 different uniform combinations. What for what?
You still gotta line them up on Saturday, baby.
Yeah, man. I'm like, y'all lose every year. What are y'all talking about? So they kill me with that. But
hey man, listen, I can
they can ready find out. They can ready find out about the big.
You joining a real football conference now. All of that. What did Mike Tyson say? Your whole plan goes out the window when you get smacked in the mouth. Boom. Boom.
Hey,
welcome to the Big Ten.
I'm excited about college football, man.
Brother. I can smell it.
Hey, I know I've been
smell it.
I know I've been hitting you all with videos and probably oversharing. But I mean, high school, all of it is.
It's a huge thing down there.
When's the first game for next week? Right? They open next week.
August 17th is Marietta's first.
Friday Night Lights, baby. Okay. Friday Night Lights.
So 2 weeks.
We got to get down there to watch a high school game, man.
Listen, just their facility, John, is ridiculous.
It's like college facilities in high school.
Ron took me by the school, right? Marietta, right? John, you know how most high schools have an auditorium, right? Marietta has an auditorium plus a theater where they do their production.
We don't have that up here.
It's just crazy.
We don't have it.
Crazy.
We have. Listen.
Albany High. They just redid Albany High. Some
like, Detroit public schools.
4.5. But it looks like a factory, right? The field is nice for now. They play their home games finally at home, not Bleecker Stadium. But it is nothing compared to. It's like a practice field where Ron and them are at. It's crazy.
Well, they take their high school football seriously.
Yeah, they take it seriously,
and especially in the South.
But you understand it when you have the schools that are coming looking at the kids, right?
Yeah.
Those high schools in Texas. Man, they got better stadiums than college.
Yeah,
college, university.
Texas, they've spent. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to my next door neighbor. She moved here from Texas a year ago. She's originally from Georgia, but she has 2 daughters, and she was telling me about how her daughter's in band, and she said she goes. They was like they had they used to do like a full-time job band camp during the summer to prepare for their fall season and stuff. And she was like, I'm just so happy here. They only had the 40-hour week where they had band camp. And I was like, and I said, this is Georgia. Like, so
right.
On a whole other thing, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I think they figured out the way I see it is they figured out a way to all of these high schools and all the facilities. The way they do it is they have what they call these SPLOST, special purpose taxes, right? Where they use it. So if you spend, they either take 1 cent, people driving down I-85 or down 75, and they charge an extra penny for tax or sales tax. What they do though is they designate that money for all the schools.
Right.
So when you got a major interstate running through and all the people coming through Atlanta, you think about how many people are getting gas or stopping to get food or whatever. And they just take 1 cent of it, but you actually see where the money's going. You know what I'm saying? And they put the sign up to say, this school was rebuilt by the SPLOST tax. This facility was built by special purpose tax, and you know where the money's coming from. Like, for example, in Cobb County, where Marietta is and stuff, every high school has been rebuilt. Every single one of them. There's 21 high schools in Cobb County. All 21 have been rebuilt, have got new facilities, got new fields. Even Osborne, which is like in the kind of South Marietta in the hood, even that now is a Cobb County Science Technology School, whatever. Their football team has gone to 7A now. Like, they moved up in classification. So like the money, you see where it goes. And the biggest thing they did was when they built the stadium for the Braves. And they said, okay, we want 10% of all alcohol sold at this complex to go to the school. So when people come and drink up, a dime on every dollar goes to the school, right?
So look, support your schools.
Right?
Support your schools.
Are benefiting from the drinking, and that's
right. I sent you that video last night. It was Grayson and Macon County or somebody.
Macon County, yeah, I saw it.
Where they came up and they were doing a scrimmage yesterday at Kennesaw Mountain High School, right? And you see the number of guys on Grayson's, right? And they even look different than kids in other parts of the country.
It's crazy. They look like college kids already.
Yeah. Yeah, and I sent y'all the interview with Marietta's coach too, Richard Morgan. You can watch that interview, and he just talks about it. And I'm telling you, as great as our facilities are, and as great as Marietta has been as a team, right now we're not even ranked in the top 10 in the state. We're not even ranked in the top 10.
And that's what. That's like 3 years removed from being a state champ.
Yeah. We had an all world squad. They got six dudes that was on that team in the NFL right now. And they're like, man, we probably not even picked to win our region. I don't even think. I was reading through it yesterday. I was like, bro, we probably gonna get worked by the Bufords and and the Graysons. Like, they just got. It depends on, you go through those waves of years, but then there's some schools that just got dudes that are just. I mean, Grayson is always a powerhouse. That's where what's the name went? Phil Maffa, the Clemson running back, and all those guys, and then. So it's just I love to see the competition, man. It amazes me just the number of athletes that it's just crazy, bro.
Well, look, and then not only that, man. It's a testament to the efficiency of your local government and how they allocate those funds. You won't see that up here in there's so much corruption in our local politics. We had the Detroit Public Schools at one time had a run on toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? It was the funds had been so mismanaged that they couldn't even supply basic need, let alone facilities like that to accommodate. And then and therein lies the difference between athlete. That's why certain places are recruiting hotbeds, and where you want to know why all of these kids get recruited in Texas and get recruited in California and get recruited because of the proper allocation of funds, man.
When I first got here, we went out to Gwinnett County, which just is here in Atlanta. Gwinnett just went over 1 million people in population in one county, right? And there's a school out in Eastern Gwinnett called Mountain View. And we went out there for a basketball game. And as we're getting there, I'm looking and I'm like, yo, what is that? And they had an equestrian park built for the kids because they have equestrian at their school, right?
What? Are you serious?
And my father,
listen.
Horse riding at a high school.
My father-in-law was like,
that alone tell you.
Wow.
That alone tell you the kids that are going to that school, though, right? The families that they're coming from, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Anytime you have equestrian at your school, you're dealing with that.
Wow.
Yeah. My friend Tom McMurray, he's the chief information officer for the Georgia Department of Revenue, and he always be teasing me. He'd be like, man, he goes, up there in Cobb County and stuff, y'all can't hide the money, man. I see them facilities they be building and all of that stuff. And I'm like, bro, what you talking about Marietta and them schools? That's nothing. You look out there, when y'all get a chance, Google Buford, Georgia's new high school. They spent $185 million or whatever on Buford's high school. They're a top ranked team in the country, Ron, and they're building a brand new football stadium. It looks amazing.
What was the one school you sent us the clip of the stadium, the weight room? What school was that? Remember?
That's Gainesville.
Okay.
We opened with them. We opened the season with them at Marietta on the 17th. Their coach Josh Niblett, he came over from Alabama. He used to be at Hoover High School. Y'all heard of Hoover? And at Hoover, Alabama, they've been a powerhouse for years and years. 2 years ago, he came over to Georgia to coach at Gainesville. They have a great community, great facilities, a lot of support. Their weight room is like top notch. He's a bodybuilder. He's mad, Diesel on that. But,
how much are these high school coaches making?
100 plus for the big jobs, easy.
Really?
Oh yeah. The high football coach be the highest paid dude. Sometimes you make more than the principal.
Wow, just not the little measly.
Wow.
No, for the big jobs in Georgia, like McEachern, Marietta, Buford. The Buford dude, I don't know what they paying him, man. That place is crazy, man. I mean, Grayson, the big jobs, you get the big money because you're trying to get the very best coaches because it's so competitive, and the whole community be behind it. The mayor of Marietta just had a dinner at his house the other day. I seen it in the paper. They had all these dudes there. They had the big spread and the crab legs and all of that preparing for the season.
Yeah.
And there's
how they paying these guys? Out of what allocation?
Bro, all I know is
they got high school boosters.
When I first, there's a dude who told me, he goes, look, they call them OMs. They call them old Mariettans that control things. And when I first moved to Georgia, I remember I worked with this lady. Her name was Janice Reardon. She was part of the Marietta Kiwanis Club, right? And she said, Ron, you should. Your wife is can come to the Kiwanis Club meeting. We'd like to meet her, right? This is a true story. And then when Coach Morgan got hired, she was like, Ron. She was at work. She was like, Ron, Coach Morgan has to come and speak to the Kiwanis Club.
Wow.
So he did it. They had it in the paper. He had to go speak to the Kiwanis Club and all of this kind of stuff. And the last dude that they hired from Virginia, that Marietta, sucked for like 4 or 5 years straight. So they fired him, right? I'm telling you, it's like that where it's like there's community groups that sponsor these things, and that's what it is. And some parts of town, like Marietta's the only high school in the city of Marietta, Georgia, right?
No, these are public high schools.
Yeah,
these are public high schools. These are public high schools.
Public high school. But all the money, all the attention is paid on that particular school. They're getting everything. They got the tax base, they got the boosters, they got community support. And Buford's the same way. It's a city school. They're the only high school in the city of Buford proper, and they spend zillions of dollars on their program. It's wow. I'm telling you, I worked in higher education when I was in New York, right? I'm telling y'all, Albany had, and I was working on renovations. I was building that. From an IT perspective, I was building that new stadium they got at Albany.
He did all of the IT stuff for the Giants when they used to come up here for the football camp.
I did the Giants camp for nine years. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of these facilities that I've seen at places like Buford are better than most college facilities that I've seen. I mean, I'm serious that I've seen up north. Even the pro facilities, like the colleges today, have better facilities than the NFL. But by far. The Giants
I saw who I watched somebody. No, I watched somebody podcast, NBA guy.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Allen Iverson was on, right? And Iverson said when he went to Denver, right? Remember when Iverson went to Denver?
Yeah.
He was like, yo, y'all got a practice facility? He said he couldn't believe the difference between Philly and Denver as compared to what they had. On hand. He go. They used to practice at some small college, and the college wasn't the greatest because they were trying to save money.
It's
On the
arms race
playground.
now, man.
On the playground is where I spend most of my time.
No, it's an arms race, and you, John, you're talking about the commodity and the development. You got to think about how much money is generated by high school football, right? Like just as an example, let's say at Marietta, say if they have a game where they have 5,000 people come out, right? 5,000 or 6,000, big game, they get 6,000 in Northcutt, and they charging everybody $10 just to come. That's $50,000-$60,000 just from one high school.
Just one night.
One night. Right, and that's here. Buford, when they pack a game out against a Mill Creek or against a Grayson or somebody like that, they might have 8,000. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
You got a few schools up here.
Yeah.
Farmington Hills Harrison is a powerhouse up here. Cass Tech, Detroit King, Dakota, where my nephew played, but it's not nearly as widespread up here as it is down there. So.
Right. When I lived in Albany, man, that was the one thing that always bothered me, man. I just always felt like New Yorkers, we was too cool for school. Like nobody had that kind of like school pride or like
right.
Like, I always wanted that.
It's like we catch lightning in a bottle, right?
Bottle, yeah. It was just like
everybody kind of gets around, but for continuation,
like nobody cared really. Nobody had that.
Yeah, up here, Ron can tell you that the Shenandoah Hole was. Right, they but because they're the suburban, so they have that community feel. Everybody rally, and they had the money too.
Yep,
and they rally around them, and they always had good teams because number one, their kids stay together from kindergarten.
Yeah, from beginning.
Right, so they build that camaraderie and everything, and they're always in the sectional finals, right? And they got nice facilities too.
Yeah, I'm always amazed, man. I love to see the facilities just because when I was doing that kind of work and doing those IT builds and stuff like that, I saw kind of the upswing. So I just love to see the commitment. To me, man, it's unbelievable. I'd be like, gee, look at the facilities. But me and Trisha first moved here, we went to see. We were looking at schools and stuff, and we went to Marietta, and they had a baseball game the night we went by the school, and we pulled up, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy!" And I walked down the trail to the game. They had the lights on. It was a beautiful. And my son was really heavily into baseball, and Tyler was playing and stuff at the time. I was like, "Bro, this is it right here. This is it right here, right?" So, but no, man, it's. I love to see it just because I love sports. But I'm so excited about football, high school. I mean, right now, Juju Lewis, right? The Juju train. Them guys, I don't know who they're opening the season with, but I'm sure they'll be on ESPN for their first game. Y'all watched that game with what was it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Langston Hughes versus Juju and them. Langston Hughes and Aaron Nolan. There were some throws in that game, right, John?
Yes, Lord.
I was like, yo, who's that running back kid? That kid was nice.
Yeah. He's going to Jacksonville State, man. He's going to HBCU. Yeah. It's crazy.
I'm just glad, man.
Football going, baby. I saw my projector.
Listen, bro. All of this talk about football got me juiced to. I was driving down the street last night, and I was like, "Oh my God, the days are starting to get shorter. The sun is going down earlier. You know what I'm saying? All signs are pointing towards my favorite
nights
time
are getting
of
a
year.
little bit chillier.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When I got back to Detroit from Dallas, I got off the plane, and it was like, oh, Lord, it's a little cool out here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
When I this morning when I went out to do the payroll, I was like, yo, it's kind of chilly out.
Yeah, man, got that crisp fall.
Brother.
Oh, come on.
School start next week.
Down in the South. Yeah,
August 1st, man. They go back to school.
We don't.
Somebody started. I saw somebody posted. I think they were in Carolina or somewhere. They went back last week.
Yeah, they start.
Yeah, they don't start up here till after Labor Day.
Yeah, us too.
But we don't get out until.
But we don't get out till July 1st.
Almost July. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they
man, oh man, bro.
Deja last day of school was June the 25th is when her graduation was.
Yeah, that's how it is here. So
they start.
But yeah, man.
But What do you guys also think the Olympics start? Did you watch the opening ceremonies yesterday?
I didn't see the ceremonies, but I did watch the USA team basketball against Germany the other night.
Yeah, that was a good game.
The one thing I will say, man, as much as LeBron drives me crazy, he still just take over when he want to, and ain't nobody got nothing for him, man.
40 years old out here doing this, man. It's
crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Crazy.
I mean, and you can ascribe a lot of it to modern technology, modern medicine, and da. But you got guys in this era
putting in the work too. You have to put in work to do this at 40.
That guy looked like he 29, 30 years old, man. It's unbelievable. The Olympics haven't been as much on my radar only because these early elimination rounds and you know what I'm saying, quarterfinal, this, that, and the other. I'll tune in when it's time to. I don't waste my time.
We always growing up, we always like glued to, and then back then that was the only thing on too. But we watched it all, track, right? Boxing, right?
Yeah.
So now they got so. Do you know, Ron, that they have breakdancing in the Olympics now?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh wow! Are you serious?
Oh yeah, they got breakdancing, John. They have breakdancing. So I was just laughing because I thought about Ron and them. They used to have a breakdance crew, right?
Ready for action.
And so they called Ready for Action, and they had we have a Black Fest every year, right? And they had the stage, right? And they had breakdance on the stage. Ron and them were down at the Black Fest, on the stage, right? Doing, I think y'all came in 5. Did y'all come in 5th or something like that?
3rd or 4th. We was pretty
good. Yeah. Y'all was almost at the top.
Wow. Well, it can't get here fast enough, man. Y'all can have a hurry up Olympics, get out of the way, cool, give us the gold medal, silver, I don't care. When is kickoff time? That's all. When is kickoff time?
Yeah, all this other stuff, man, is all baseball, Olympic, summer league. All of that is just stuff to pass the time, man.
But again, I would have loved to. I want to invest my time in the Detroit Tigers. I'm from a baseball town. This is, you know what I'm saying? Old English D, Michigan and Trumbull. You know what I'm saying? I want to embrace this team. I was watching that. I know when I text y'all, bases loaded, nobody out. Could not get in. You bunt the ball, and you would. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh man, I was just amazed at the ineptitude. You got a bases loaded with no outs, and they couldn't manufacture a single run.
I know.
Yeah. Listen,
this is my level of frustration with baseball. Listen,
I'm so frustrated. I don't know what to do, man. I mean,
but y'all started off hot.
But here's the thing, though. That's the only nugget we can hold on to is our start was so great. We're still only
2 games out.
2 games out, and we're terrible.
We're terrible. We're garbage.
We're terrible, and still only 2 games out. Unbelievable.
I don't know what the answer is anymore, man.
It's the case of finally our bad pitching is showing up. Yeah. We had no pitching.
And it's the opposite with us. We can pitch, but can't.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I read an article where that the Yankees are thinking about going after what's the name, Scarborough, that you guys got. We need to get somebody. We blew the game. Judge hits a big 3-run homer last night.
That's what's gonna happen.
And they lost.
But that's what's gonna happen to our team. It's just like when teams that when we are finally eliminated, teams are gonna start coming after our team for our pitchers.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People that need pitching in the postseason.
The Yankees definitely need it. I tell you.
They're gonna come after our pitchers, and it's just I am a baseball fan at heart. I want to embrace this team, but they just never. It's just for whatever reason you get the offense, but you can't pitch, or you get the pitching, and you can't hit, or you can pitch and hit, but your middle relief and your bullpen blows game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's been a Yankee strength forever, right? Is the bullpen, except for this year, they're terrible.
Think about how you dialing, you dealing, you up 3-0. You hand it over to your middle relievers. You hand it over to your closer. Oh, you wind up losing 4-3. It's.
Well, you know that goes to show you the greatness of like a Mariano Rivera, right?
Oh my God,
the consistency for years, right?
Off of one pitch,
all off of one pitch. Now these guys have to pitch one inning, right? And can't get the job done.
I don't know, man. I'm so proud. I don't expect much from the Yanks, man. I keep deluding myself every year into thinking, okay, yeah, man, we're gonna do it. We got this. Then we get off to a hot start, and then Aaron Boone is managing starts to kick in.
Well,
guys can't hit. They can't hit.
It's time. What's his name should have been gone. Cashman, right, and Boone.
Brian Cashman.
It's time. Look, Cashman took over from the Yankees, won the World Series, and they fired Bob Watson.
Go ahead, hold on. Keep going.
Fired Bob Watson. They won the series, and they fired the GM. Hired this Cashman guy.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you don't have owners like Steinbrenner anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would Aaron Boone still be the manager?
No.
If George Steinbrenner was still alive?
He's been gone 2-3 years ago.
If the big boss was still alive? Heck no.
Gone.
So, this is where
George would be trying to pull Billy Martin back now.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You don't have owners like Steinbrenner.
No, you don't have it no more.
Aaron Boone wouldn't be nowhere near that dugout if Steinbrenner was still alive.
When they got swept by the Mets, that's an immediate fire.
Well, that's the thing. You got a lot of bean counters that's in charge. People that just want to count the money and count. Oh, we're doing great. We pulled this much revenue in and da 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 da. We got this cable. Is the Yes Network still a thing?
Still hot and rolling.
It's still hot and rolling. You know what I'm saying? So you got, long as they making money. That's how the Ford family was for years. And it was like, listen, and it wasn't until them people stopped showing up at Ford Field.
They start making decisions.
And then they say, whoa.
Well, and speaking of, we're talking about the football and the streaming. So even the Yankees, right? They have the Yes Network, right? But on Wednesday night, their games on Amazon. Right. So their announcers are calling the game, but they're doing it on Amazon because they're in with them too. Oh yeah.
Well, Thursday night football now. I think so it's that's where it's at. It's money. Money rules the world, brother.
Well, remember when the NFL owners were mad at Jerry Jones because he went with Pepsi.
Yeah,
he got his own.
Yeah.
And the owners, because they're supposed to revenue share, but he signed on, and they were hot.
How many followed in his footsteps after?
Correct.
I remember when the Yankees signed Hideki Matsui from Japan, and they said that for $2 a month, the people in Japan could watch Hideki Matsui play baseball, right, with the Yankees.
Right.
They extended the DS network to Japan.
Wow.
They had like, I don't know however many millions of people that wanted to watch.
It was like 8 million people or something.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, well, they can watch the game.
Went off the roof, boy.
$2 a month. Do the math.
Wow. Hold on, fellas. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Go ahead, man. The volume is the key.
So think about you had Japan's greatest player at the time, right? Mm-hmm. Comes over here to the Yankees of all teams.
All places, yeah.
Right? Yeah. So think about that. And so the Dodgers with Shohei, they pay him that because he's bringing out those the Japanese fans,
man.
right?
Yeah.
And that other than the MLB, their baseball probably is second greatest.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Their high school baseball be crazy in Korea and
Yeah.
in Asia. Their high school baseball is insane.
They used to win the Little League World Series all the time. Those Asian teams.
Yeah, you go on YouTube and you can watch like some of their leagues and like how the fans are at the games and places packed for the high school championship. They have a full stadium. It's amazing, man. Yeah,
Rob, think about this, right? As poor as like the Dominican Republic and stuff is, could you imagine those young kids over there having the opportunity to play at the facilities that are in Georgia and Florida, right, all their life, right? They're basically playing sandlot. They're playing baseball stuff like we used to on First Street, right, with an orange or an apple, right?
Well, the thing that the major league teams have done though is that they've all invested in a Dominican. Like most major league baseball teams have facilities, developmental facilities where they have dorms and beds where the kids play and stay. So
because those facilities are better than their homes.
Right. So they've made it. They're investing in those areas to develop those players, and that's why you see a proliferation of Latino, Dominican players in the MLB now because those teams are investing.
I was talking to Bishop Burns, right? Because he went to the Dominican, right? And he said, I have to be honest, man. He said, I felt kind of bad. He said, because outside of the resort,
right, it's terrible.
He said, it's terrible. He said, I felt kind of bad. Here I am in the resort, feet up, right? Relaxing, eating good food. And then you go outside the resort and see the area, it's just heartbreaking. He said, so he felt like, what can I do while I'm here to help these people, outside of the resorts? The ones because not everybody get the jobs.
Right.
In the resort. Just some people do, some people don't. He said, it's just so sad. And then again, your governments are just taking advantage of the resorts. That's how they're making their money, but then the other people are deprived.
Somebody figured out that in Latin America and in the Caribbean, there's resources there that are I guess remnants of slavery, right? And what you see in Haiti, the Dominican Republic, their human resources are now being manipulated in terms of, if you use Major League Baseball as an example. I mean, look at the guys the Major League Baseball. All the black players are Dominican, right?
Dominican, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's it.
All
not American.
One half of one small island in the Caribbean, right? And why do you think that is? Because
they're trying to escape. They want to get out of, and baseball for them, a lot of them is a way out of that poverty-stricken area.
Yeah.
So,
well, because our kids in America they're in the basketball, right? More so than any other sport.
Well, they're pampered here.
And so they really don't have an interest in baseball per se. I've been running the camp. Our second week just ended. Trey House baseball camp at the Frank Chapman Institute summer program. And some of the kids, I mean, they're 10, 11, 12. They don't even know how to put a glove on.
That's crazy to me, man.
Because they've never really played baseball. They're athletic and talented, but I wish you guys could spend 2 days with me. You'll be like, oh my gosh.
It's such a beautiful game. And when it's played right, when you can see the strategy of it, you know what I'm saying? Bunt, move over, it's just, it can, but it depresses me every year when the Tigers are playing out, because I need that to sustain me until football season. And it never ever happens. I'm like,
so
by the end of May.
I remember the last time when the Detroit was like 2000 something, 2002 or something. What was it? When they were really good You guys were going
2005.
crazy.
Man,
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
no, that was back when we got Pudge Rodriguez back in
Yeah.
and Maglio Ordonez and all of the man.
Right.
We were. It was
Verlander was killing everybody.
Verlander. You had that's when we still had Max.
Scherzer.
Max Scherzer. You know, we
Yep.
were. This town was on fire. It's like you really got to see, oh, what a great baseball town Detroit could be. You know what I'm saying?
When I was in college 40 years ago now, but when they had the Kirk Gibsons and the Lou Whitaker,
Man, Gibby, Lance Perry,
man,
Alan
they were
Trammell,
crazy.
Lou Whitaker, man,
Crazy.
just
They were
brother.
nice. Yeah, no, I miss it, man.
I was 11 years old when they won the World Series. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, for me, football didn't even start until the Yankees was eliminated. And like,
that's how it was for me too, right? I had like
they won the World Series. I was like, bro, football don't even start for me.
after the baseball, but now
and now I'm like, let's just get right to it. It's
bro,
August.
That's how I am right now, and I hate it.
And the thing too, even with that, the landscape of the contracts and the network. Now, baseball players, you got to find where the game is at, right? Because you got some is on TBS, you got some on Fox, you got the other one on MLB. It's like, where the game, right? Then you throw streaming in there now too.
We can set you up a group in TV Mate,
brother. I'm trying to tell. Hey, listen, I'm trying to tell you, brother. You won't have to look nowhere. I can't wait till this fall and with all of these games and brother, it's gonna be on and popping.
John gonna be watching North Dakota State.
I'm gonna be watching Northwest Huckabuck, Alabama Tech.
He said,
that's what I'm gonna be.
I was like, bro, I know.
I'm gonna be watching the most obscure, minuscule football games just because I get them at my fingertips. I'm gonna be watching Southwest Tech, Illinois Eastern Baptist against. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna be such a football junkie this year. It's not even. I'm gonna be ashamed to admit it. So,
hey Ron, you notice John doesn't have on a Michigan shirt today?
Not today. I got this from the
might be a sports chat first.
I got this from the convention. Prayer Life Matters.
Oh, okay. Who table you got it from? Who's selling?
Oh man, I don't. It was a gazillion.
All of them vendors.
It was a gazillion. You couldn't walk 2 feet without running into a table.
How are the food trucks they had out there?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Really?
I had some. As a matter of fact, this lady, she had the best chicken Philly I've ever tasted in my life. And I went to Philly just to taste some Philly. I didn't do a chicken Philly. I did. But man, that thing was so good. It was so good. So yeah, they had some. It was a good time, man. It was a good time. Had some great food trucks. Dallas has some pretty decent restaurants. They haven't been there in a long time. It's one place called Sweet Georgia Brown. Just immaculate soul food. So, and Dallas wasn't really known for soul food. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mainly barbecue.
Yeah, stuff like that. It was really nice. Had a real good time.
The last time I was there, my cousin lives there, Debbie, and she took Grace and I to this Mexican place. I mean, when you talk about a restaurant and you taste the food, it was that good.
Yeah.
You remember the taste of the food. And so what it was, Debbie, she had a nanny, and the lady was Mexican. So Debbie, don't play around with none of these fake Mexican plate. You don't it's no Chipotle, Taco Bell.
Ain't no Taco Bell.
No, right. So she wanted that authentic taste that the woman has. So she took to this restaurant. You talking about the chips they give you, the chips and the salsa. Man, that stuff was so good. I'm telling you. Me and Grace talk about it all the time.
When I moved here, there was they had an event at my job, and they had the barbecue brought in from a place called Jim and Nick's. And there's one near my house now too. But the chicken sandwich was so good. I ain't even want nobody to see me eat it. Bro, I was like, oh my God, what is this? And so yeah, man. Look, man, y'all gotta make a trip out on a weekend.
I want to come down there
Thursday night, and we do Friday night football.
Well, John probably can come whenever. All you gotta do is say, Bishop, I'll go to Atlanta for you this week.
Come down.
Yeah, I have to put that on.
I'll make sure you
come down Thursday evening, John. Right? Ron scoop you up, right? And you get out Saturday evening after.
Stay with me.
I'll probably, if I can't get off work, I'll just have to bring my computer and work in your basement. And then by 4 o'clock we can go.
We'll go to the game Friday night, and I'll have you in service by 3 on Saturday.
I ain't telling them I'm going. If I go, I ain't telling them.
Well, look, hey John, that's a good way to get Ron to go to service too. Right? You have a reason to go.
Over to Jonesboro, or Fayetteville. Yeah, man, it'll be good, man. It'll be good. We'll go see. I don't know, whatever teams are playing that night.
I haven't watched since my nephews graduated from high school. I haven't had a good high school football game experience. So I kind of want to, especially down there. I've heard so many things about it. I'd like to come down there and see.
Now that my kids are out of high school too, man, it's like I'm trying to fill that void. I'm like, dang, man, I loved it so much. Like I remember when they were in high school and stuff, and
I really haven't been to. I've maybe been to 2. Since like Trey graduated, man. Their senior year team, they were good. They got smacked by Shelmont though in the sectionals, but they had a good season. It was enjoyable, right?
Yeah, I loved it. Marietta's
and there was nothing better too when you got a good team and your kid is one of the stars.
Right? Yeah, buddy.
Right. So you like walk in, everybody's like, you're getting all the accolades because they're in the locker room and go, your son or or your daughter, whatever. Oh, they're so good. Okay, thank you. Meanwhile, you're saying they better get them grades up.
Yeah, right.
I just love the environment, man. I it's just I'm a sports fan, so like I said, for years and years and years, I was just envious of communities like that. I just love to see people, kind of come together and enjoy, the stuff that they put in. And so for me, it's fun.
I was just thinking this morning. I was like, man, I would love to go to, how these guys take those trips to like all the different stadiums, to watch a game. I would love to be able to do that. Yeah. Now, okay, John.
Man, you retired. You can do what you want.
You retired now.
Right.
I gotta take my wife to. I gotta go to a Georgia game and take her out to Athens on Friday and like stay over out there. And then try to go to a game on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's good. I'm telling you, there's nothing like the atmosphere of college game day at a major university.
Being on campus, yeah, that's.
I mean, Michigan State was no national champion team, but that whole atmosphere, the alumni coming back, and I used to be one of like the crossing guards on Saturday. And so I always love when they place you kind of close to the stadium because you got to watch the game for free. You had to be out by the beginning of the fourth quarter to get back to your spot or whatever. But it was great. All the people coming in, right? I mean, you're averaging 60 to 80,000 and your team is no good. Imagine when they're good.
Yeah.
That cool crisp air that John was talking
Crisp
about.
air,
Bro.
or that fall,
It is intoxicating.
that
I'm telling
fall
you, man.
rain,
'Cause
right?
that
I was there when Bo Schembechler won like his, I don't know, like 300th game or something. They beat Michigan State like 52-7. But that, again, the whole atmosphere, right? Everybody's coming to see Bo. You know, he's getting ready to win his 300th game. It was cold and
nothing
chilly.
like it, man.
Right? I'm sitting up there in the stands getting wet, watching them run up and down the field, but it was Bo Schembechler. Nothing like it, right?
I remember
Smell of at the tailgating, right? And you know, some of the parents, you know, they know we're college. Oh, you want to eat some? Oh yeah, give me a bowl of sauce off the grill.
Listen,
awesome
man.
Atmosphere. Awesome.
It's coming. It's coming. We like
it's coming, and we got a killer schedule this year. Like, I mean, we open up against Fresno State, which is no slouch of a game. Then immediately next week, the following week, we got Texas. We got Oregon coming to the Big House this year. We got to go to Washington. We got to go to Columbus this year. It's just, I mean, it's gonna be hard to follow up that Natty, but hey.
What do you think? What do you guys think is going to be the average amount of losses you can have to qualify for the new playoff system?
Two.
You know, if they're quality losses, like if Michigan lost to Texas, right? But then they ran the table in their conference, nobody would be mad at that. Or you know what I mean?
If they lost to Texas and then lost to Ohio State, you would have lost to the two best teams you faced, and I think that will well, no, then because we got to play Oregon too, so we can't go 9-3 with losses to Texas, Oregon, and Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? That won't impress the committee at all.
Well, and what needs to happen too, though, is everybody has a conference championship now too, right? So outside of the playoff itself. Those are major now, right?
But that's why I bucked against, because 4 was never enough. It was never enough, and I think 4 was never enough, and I think 12 is too many. I think the sweet spot is 8. I think 8 teams is
in a conference.
Well, I mean, back when you had all 6 conferences, now you got these conference mergers, but. You could take the winner of the ACC, Big 10, SEC, Big 12, 12. Then your 5 power conference champions are your automatic qualifiers, and then you could 3 at-large bids. You know what I'm saying? And
the thing too, though, as compared, college football as compared to college hoop, the better team is going to win. Over the course of, there's really not going to be no major over the course of the 4 periods. That the strength and the better team 9 out of 10 times is going to win. There ain't going to be no catch a lightning in the bottle. One in the better team in football eventually is going to rise to the top.
Yeah, I just think 12 is too many. It dilutes it a little bit to me, but I mean, you probably got some guys, some of your
what they're doing it pacifies the smaller league, but then it also gives the bigger league, the SEC and the Big 10.
Well, they get a bye. They'll get a bye, a first round bye. And it's cool to be now. One part about it I do like is the fact that teams can host home playoff games instead of every playoff game being in a neutral site. They can
I mean, the thing about it, Division 1 never embraced the formula, but all the other Division 2, Division 3, they've always had this playoff bracket system.
Well, the thing is, you won't be able to a lot of these southern schools won't be able to just stay in the nice warm confines of the South. Right. You might have to come up in January to play a game in Ann Arbor. You know what I'm saying?
That will be the neutralizer probably of a better team.
Yeah.
Right, having to
You
go.
might have to come up to a.
Yeah, no doubt. Can you imagine Alabama having to come?
They don't go no further. They don't cross the Mason-Dixon line. They don't.
So imagine them having to come up to Columbus or Ann Arbor in January or December.
The poor kids ain't gonna have no idea what hit them. They're like, oh my God.
They're not gonna have no idea.
No, it's true.
None.
So they go to Ann Arbor, Michigan on January 8th.
Well, but we hope our weather is the weather is supposed to be, though. You know, not this global warming stuff, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, that I never even thought about it till you mentioned it, right? With that setup, you know, those southern teams having to come.
Yeah.
You know, and even like with USC and Oregon on them joining the Big Ten, they're gonna run into that weather element too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, listen.
What
happens to the Miami Dolphins whenever they got to come out of Miami in January? They never win. The Chargers.
They can't just stay in the comfortable confines.
Well, they had to go to Kansas City that last year, right? Then cold, below zero.
The Dolphins wearing their teal colors in the middle of January in Kansas City, Missouri, or something. You know they're freezing. Just the colors they got on they ain't winning. You be like, they ain't winning. You can just tell by the colors they're wearing.
Right. The Chargers coming out with that sky blue and yellow.
Yeah. Up in Chicago or up in
gotta go over to Buffalo.
Yeah, you ain't winning. You know what I'm saying? You got out like tropical colors, and you playing in January in Buffalo. You be like, they ain't winning.
Bro.
They ain't winning.
And then the Bills, right? The Bills getting building this break new stadium, and they're not putting a dome on it.
No, they're not. I saw the whole story about that. I saw a documentary about it.
Yeah,
what would it be if they covered it up, man? Now you're losing your advantage.
But what?
I was thinking at least make it retractable or something.
Right.
Yeah. That's dumb to build a stadium there and not at least make it the retractable.
Yeah, nowadays not at least make it. You're gonna spend billions of dollars, don't make it at least make it retractable.
Wow, it's crazy.
They want the elements, right? They want to hire the people to come in and shovel it out.
Yeah, they were paying $20 an hour.
We're talking Buffalo, who gets hit with those crazy lake effect storms. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo, last year against the Steelers, man, we had to go up there and play the Bills and right after the snowstorm, bro.
Right after the snowstorm.
Oh my God.
Right. They had the neighborhoods had to use snowmobiles to get some of the players out to go to the facility.
Them Buffalo snowstorms be crazy, man.
That is crazy, dude.
Yeah, they built they shoveled the road and got the guys on their snowmobiles to get them out to get to the facility.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
Well, they love it. They are who they are. That's what it is in Buffalo.
Yeah, that's true.
They are.
That's true.
Man. But anyway, all
right, fellas. Always great talking to you. We'll see you next Saturday. We're one step closer. We'll have a special football preview coming up next few weeks. So y'all hang out with us. Always a joy here on Sports Chat. We love you, and we're out.
Peace. All right, fellas.
All right, man.
Holla.